Have you ever felt like you're just constantly on a treadmill, chasing more money, more success, more approval, always feeling like real happiness is just around the next corner? Well, what if I told you we've been looking at this whole thing completely backward? Today we're diving into a really powerful perspective from a spiritual teacher named Tag Phoebe, and it might just change everything. Welcome to the Abundance Revolution.
All right, let's just start with the question that gets right to the heart of it all. Is abundance something you go out there and get, or is it something you already are? It sounds simple, but just sit with that for a second. This one question challenges pretty much everything we've been taught about how to build a happy, successful life.
So this really boils down to two totally different ways of seeing the world. On one hand, you've got the old belief system. We have to hustle and chase things on the outside, the money, the job title, the recognition, to finally feel good on the inside. But the revolution, this new idea, flips that script entirely. It says abundance is an inside job. Your inner world, your inner state, is what actually creates everything you see in your outer world.
Okay, so if abundance really is an inside job, then where is it? And what is it exactly? Well, that brings us to the very first and maybe the most important core principle: really understanding our limitless inner self. This is all about getting to know who you truly are at your core. And spoiler alert, it's probably not who you think you are.
I absolutely love this analogy. You are a spark of the divine, a drop of water from a limitless ocean. Just think about that. A single drop of water has the exact same chemical makeup, the same essence as the entire ocean, right? The idea here is that you're just like that. You are inherently complete, you are inherently abundant right from the start. It's your default setting.
I know what you're thinking. Okay, that sounds nice, but if I'm so abundant, why does my bank account look the way it does? Why do I feel so anxious and stuck all the time? And you know what? That is the perfect question, because it leads us right to the single biggest thing that gets in our way.
And the answer, according to this teaching, is something called emotional baggage. The original term, you see here, is bagasi emoshi. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's all the accumulated gunk. You know, the past fears, the old hurts, the anxieties, all those beliefs like I'm not good enough, that we've layered on top of our true abundant nature. Imagine a brilliant diamond covered in mud. The diamond is still there, it's just that its light is being blocked.
So we have this naturally abundant core, but it's buried under all this emotional baggage. So how does that baggage actually block us from what we want? Well, to get that, we need to understand what this source calls the universe's operating system. And it's made up of three really simple but incredibly powerful universal laws. First up, we have the law of the mirror. This one's huge. The universe doesn't give you what you want, it reflects back to you who you are being. So if your dominant feeling day in and day out is frustration and lack, well, what do you think the mirror is going to show you? It's just going to show you more situations that make you feel frustrated and lacking. It's a perfect reflection of your energy.
And this builds on that with the law of energy. Think of it like a radio. All of your goals, financial freedom, amazing relationships, joy, they're all vibrating on a high frequency. But our emotional baggage, all that fear, anger, sadness, that's all vibrating way down here on a low frequency. You literally can't tune into a high frequency station if your dial is set to low. It's impossible. You have to match the frequency of what you want.
And that leads us to the final law, which really ties it all together. The law of the projector. And this analogy is just perfect. Your inner world, all your beliefs, your memories, your emotional baggage, that's the film reel inside a movie projector. Your external reality, that's just the screen. If you don't like the movie that's playing, it does absolutely no good to yell at the screen, right? You have to go inside and change the film.
Okay, so that's the theory. We are all inherently abundant, but our baggage is projecting a reality we don't want. So the million-dollar question is, how do we actually change the film? Well, this next part is all about action. It's a practical toolkit for how you can start activating your own abundance right now.
The first tool is a super simple 3-step process for releasing that emotional baggage as it comes up. So when a negative feeling like anger or frustration hits, first, just welcome it. Don't fight it, don't judge it, just let it be there. Second, take 100% responsibility. Realize that this feeling is a reflection of something inside you. And third, consciously decide to let it go. You don't have to carry it. You can just let it pass through. Now, once you start clearing out that old junky data, you can start installing the new program you actually want. And that's where this incredible technique called quantum jumping comes in. The whole point here is to align your energy with the future you want, not by just thinking about it, but by experiencing it as if it's already real, right now, using all 5 of your senses.
So let's make this super practical. Let's say you want to manifest more money. You don't just think, I want more money. No. You use your senses. You close your eyes, and you see the crisp bills in your hands. You hear the sound of yourself counting them. You can even smell that unique scent of new money. You touch the texture of the paper. And here's the most important part. You generate the deep feeling of gratitude and relief as if it is already yours.
So why does this work? I mean, it sounds a little out there, right? Well, here's the secret sauce. The universe doesn't know the difference between something you are vividly imagining and something that is actually happening in physical reality. It only knows one language, the frequency of your feeling. That feeling is the signal. It's the engine of creation. Look, these tools are unbelievably powerful, but they're not magic wands. Like building a muscle at the gym, consistency is what creates real change. So to really ignite this revolution in your own life, you've got to build these things into a daily practice. Let's look at how we can put it all together. And here's what that can look like. It's a powerful but really simple routine. In the morning, you could start your day with gratitude and some deep breaths just to set that high-frequency tone. Then, during the day, anytime a trigger comes up, you use that 3-step release method to keep your internal projector clean. And then right before bed, you use quantum jumping to really program your subconscious mind to create the future you want while you sleep. So really, if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's this. Your job is not to go out there and fight and struggle and try to control the outside world. Your job is to master your inner world. Because when you can master your inner response, your outer reality has absolutely no choice but to follow. The power was never out there. It's been inside you this whole time.
And that really just leaves us with one final, very powerful question to think about. If your life is nothing more than a reflection of what's inside you, what will you choose to project today?